Come on, girls, crosswalk, it's cold. I know my glasses are going to get fogged up here. I am going out for a nice little pleasure ride. It's Sunday afternoon. I took my son's car out to my buddy Ken's house to, he's going to put brakes and work on it, to do some general maintenance, because I don't really have a good place to work on it right now, currently. Did that this morning, and my son stopped by from his, he's in a sword group, and we're talking like medieval swords, not like fencing. Of course, nothing my sons do are conventional. It's like 30 degrees out, and so I was like, oh, you know what? When the sun is shining, I'm going for a ride. And I got my Kimi Moto heated gloves on, but I ain't got them turned on yet, because really, honestly, it's not that bad. 30 degrees with the Memphis Shades hand guards, and I'm wearing my Duluth quilted pants, and I've got my Milwaukee heated jacket underneath my first MFG jacket, but I don't have it turned on either, because it's literally not that bad out here. It's 30 degrees. It's really not bad. Actually, I think it says 28 earlier, but 30 degrees. What you got to watch is where they salted the roads. There is salt on the road, making the corners kind of slippery. So you got to watch that sort of things. Got a little destination in mind. Give you a little tour here. We celebrated Thanksgiving on Saturday. The family came over to my house, to the headquarters, and the kids came over, and I cooked up a ham. The secret is to do it after Thanksgiving, so all that stuff's on sale, Kroger's. I got a good sized ham, and I got way too many leftovers, so I guess I'm going to make a big pot of bean soup. This is a nice looking old Bronco. I like that white. That's not old, it's a new Bronco, that's what I meant. And then everybody left, and my daughter couldn't come over until she said she was over at her boyfriend's house studying, and they said they would come over later, and they did. And they come over, and we hung out, and I know that instinct of, you know, your daughter's boyfriend, to intimidate your daughter's boyfriend, but I don't want to be that way. I don't want to. I mean, it's fine that he's got a healthy fear of me, but I, you know, I was like, listen, she likes this guy. They've been dating for a while. I'm gonna be nice to him, you know, in case he becomes a member of the family. I don't want him to have this impression that I hated him. I want to, you know, have a, you know, a good mutual understanding, and find out what kind of kid he is, what kind of person he is, and him to find out what kind of person I am. And so they hung out, and I was, and you know, he's nervous, obviously, you know, old biker, heavily tattooed biker guy, you know. And I poured myself a beer or three, and hung out and talked to him, and he finally relaxed, and we talked, and he was a good kid. I really liked the kid a lot. And of course, my daughter, you know, I don't think she would date somebody that wasn't a high quality person, so that helped. And we hung out for quite a few hours last night, kitchen table, talked. And one of the questions he asked me, I'm sure my daughter has probably told him that I like conspiracy theories. He asked me if I believe in UFOs. And I was like, well, I said, I'd like to believe. I really like to believe. And I said, you know about the UFO history of Cincinnati? And he's like, well, no, I don't. And I said, well, the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is where Hangar 18 is. Hangar 18 is, look at their military copters there. Me and Ken seen them flying over earlier today. My Uncle Les, I'm sure I've talked about him in the past, he lived in some condos up on one of those hillsides over there, probably nearer down there when I was a little kid. He taught Cessnas down here, flew Cessnas out of here all the time. It's a little private airport. But Hangar 18's in Wright-Patterson in Dayton, Ohio, and that's where the famed Area 51 UFO is supposed to be. Song written about it by Megadeth. And down here somewhere in one of these buildings, in one of these hangars, is the rumor that the UFO got moved to. I know this is rumors. These are mythology, Cincinnati mythology. And it's down here somewhere in one of these old buildings, and that they fly it out at night because there's a heavy fog that comes out over the valley, and they can get it out, fly it at the Wright-Patterson Airfield, or not the Wright-Patterson. They fly at the Jefferson Proving Grounds out in Madison, Indiana. I don't know if any of that's true. I'd love to believe that there was UFOs and there was aliens and all that. I don't know. I tend not to believe. I tend to be a skeptic. I want to, I got to see physical proof. But then I also think that the universe is amazing, and that when I look around the simplest things, that how amazing the universe is, and how, I truly believe it was an intelligent design. This was not an accident. This was not a hiccup in a mud puddle somewhere on the other side of the Milky Way. So it's pretty arrogant to think that we're the only life when we take the simplest life, the simplest organism for granted, and don't talk about it as being life. So to think that there's life that we don't understand, it's not shaped like us, and not like us, so that sort of thing could exist. I didn't know there was. I haven't been back this far in a long time. I don't even know this might even be fairly new. Jet Air. One of these companies offered a mile high service years ago that you could do this thing where you go up with your mate and have sex at Mile High up and become a member of the Mile High Club. I don't remember which company it was. I know it's very expensive when I've looked into, like, I need the last minute flights, these little private jets, like, say if you need to fly to Milwaukee overnight, so you need to be Willie G for a day. It's very, very expensive to fly these private jets. Obviously so. They got to maintain them. They got to put fuel in them. Got to hire a pilot. Now the Cessnas, on the other hand, that's like owning a Volkswagen Rabbit, and that's literally what it feels like. Oh, look, there's an old stunt plane. Cool. And I love planes. I love to watch them. My uncle took me up in the little Cessnas many times, so I know what it's like to be in those little Volkswagen tin cans with wings. My son got to fly in Alaska bush planes back in the summer when he was in Alaska, and he loved it. I'm thinking, well, maybe it's a different system when you're not riding around and your drunk uncle while he has a flask and a highball and he's got you steering the plane. It might be a different experience. But anyway, as the crow flies, this is 3 miles. As the crow flies, haha. As the crow flies, it's 3 miles from the inherently dangerous motovlog headquarters. So, I'm 3 miles from the potential Area 51 UFO, possibly. I don't know. I want to believe. I would love to believe. But like I said, I'm pretty much of a skeptic. But I do say is there's a 6-mile running trail around here, and I should probably come out here and just go for a run some evening with my headlight on when it's real foggy, and see if I see any strange things. I turned my heated gloves on, and one of the problems is you can't see the little light to see if you got them on high, medium, or low. And they're kind of lukewarm, so I guess I'm going to figure out how to know when they're on high when I'm riding in the daylight. I am not sitting in traffic in this Bengal because it's Bengal Sunday. Yeah, this is why I got a thin motorcycle in Cincinnati. I am not sitting in this traffic. Don't move, people. Fuck all y'all. This is the John Roebling Bridge, which was built during the heyday of horse and wagons and steamboats and flatboats. When the Ohio River, before the dams were built, so the river was different then. And it stood the test of time. I love this bridge. It's so historic. It was the predecessor, the same people that made the Brooklyn Bridge, built the Brooklyn Bridge. This was their prototype. This was their experiment. And it still stands the test of time. And I'm surprised that it doesn't get more touristy attraction stuff like the Roebling or the Brooklyn Bridge does. But still, it's beautiful. I love this bridge to death. And I run across it all the time when I go on my runs. And people, you got the light. Pay attention. I knew I should have this road out to the country. The gloves are like lukewarm. Like, I don't know what setting. I want to practice with them. Definitely going to be tougher in the winter when it gets really, really cold with these gloves. I'll have to see if I can figure out how to get my other gloves and my other jacket and get it wire the. I don't know where the battery is in this thing. I got to figure out what the battery is and put the wire the battery plug in. Plug it into. Guess we'll learn, won't we? We'll take the Bobby Mackey Parkway here, named after the famed Bobby Mackey, obviously. Sorry, people, I know it's cold. Nice cloud cover, it blocks the sun. But like I was saying, very happy that as a parent of grown kids that I have a good relationship with my kids and can hang out with them, and I'm glad that they're growing into fine adults and that I can be part of that world for them. It's something I never thought of when I was young. That, you know, even when they were little, you just don't think about them as your relationship with them as they get older, you know. I mean, I remembered how my Uncle Ron and his relationship with his kids was very good, and I remember how nice that was, and I used that as like a mentor program for myself, that, like, you know, but to actually, you know, that to actually happen, actually have a really nice relationship with your kids is magic, and something I'm very proud of and very happy about. Two of my children are sort of interested in motorcycles. Angus is very interested in motorcycles. He keeps sending me ads, and he found a 80 Ironhead down North Carolina for $1,800, and it wasn't half bad. Had a title. I said, well, I probably have some parts for that, and I said I can work on that at least. And Pete's like, oh, don't get him that, get him, you know, Evo Forester. And Pete's probably right, but I'm gonna keep looking to help Angus get a. Angus is 6'3", so if I get him an Evo Sporter, I at least got to like put like 2 over forks in the front and tall shocks on the back of it for him. But honestly, I'd like to find him like an FXR or Dynaglide, something that's a little bit bigger that he can ride for a while and not outgrow almost immediately. Especially since he does long distance already, I probably should find like an old cop bike, old Kawasaki KZ1000 or a Goldwing or something, because he likes to go long distances. He is an adventure guy. He is a touring guy. So any of my friends out there that's got some motorcycles sitting in their garage that they need to move, that is dependable, that some like Angus, you know, you named him Angus for a reason, won't destroy, hook me up, you know, look me up, give me a DM me. And Fiona years ago wanted a Vespa, and I keep thinking that when she graduates from medical school, I might buy her a Vespa. Shh. I might get with my buddy that restores them and see if I can get her a classic one, something that's dependable, something she don't have to work on and I don't have to work on. This is a shortcut back to the headquarters. But anyway, to answer your questions, Colin, I'd like to believe. I would love to believe. I love the mythology. I love the whole fun of UFOs. But if I don't see it, I don't believe it. And I've seen some shit. On that note, go home and have a ham sandwich, leftover ham sandwich, and start working on making some bean soup out of the leftover ham. I got beans, and that's what we're going to do. We'll make bean soup, and I got to cut up some cardboard for recycling. And yeah, work tomorrow, Tuesday, off again. That's how it goes. Peace out, fuckers.